So, new best friends, right?
Yes,
That's how that works,
absolutely.
of course. We like giving away free stuff. You give away us free stuff. That's cool. So can you tell me a little bit about what we have going on here with all the comics and things? What do you guys do?
Group Fairy Tales is our main series. We use the Group Fairy Tales to kind of teach life lessons. It could be any person, any walk of life. They're told a fairy tale as it equates to the crossroads situation that they have in their life. Then they're supposed to have learned a life lesson basically from being in that fairy tale. So it'll start with the present day, the person in the crossroads, maybe they're taking drugs for the first time, thinking about lying to their father or parents or something like that. Then they're put into the fairy tale to show them these are the consequences of your actions. Don't take this path. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to make the right decision based on being in that fairy tale.
Right.
Then they're brought back to present day, and hopefully they make the right life decision.
So it's educational.
A little bit educational, yes. A lot like original.
Oh my God! It's like after school special in comic book form.
Comic book form.
We get pretty dark, pretty twisted though. So I would say this is definitely not a Sunday morning.
And there's some boobs in there.
Yes.
How long has that series been going on?
We're actually up to issue 103.
Oh, wow.
We are one of the longest running independent comic books in comics. In fact, Zenescope is going into its 10th year. Next year is our 10-year anniversary.
Cool.
Yes.
Did I hear you say you can be found online? You have a web store.
We do. It's Zenescope.com is our website, and shop.zenescope.com. All three of those are on our website. We've got prints, we've got the trades, we've got individual issues, and I know you guys saw the Pittsburgh Comicon exclusive.
Yeah, it's one of our specialties.
I don't know if we did.
Yeah, we're Penguin fans for the weekend.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Penguins gotta get it. What's your guys' favorite style of comic books?
Favorite style of comic books?
Like
Genre of comics. You know, I'm a big horror comic person, so I love our new series called Tales of Terror. We have that, and then we have horror comics like, it's our horror comics, and I'm a big horror comic girl.
That guy ain't got no head.
No, and it's kind of scary.
Style.
Things that go bump in the night.
Cool. And you?
Right. I would say one of my favorites is Neverland. Our version of Neverland, we do Peter Pan, where Peter Pan is actually a vampire type being. Who serves children's souls to gain youth and power from them, maintaining his power over.
Oh my God! It makes so much sense.
I know.
Everything makes sense.
Yeah,
Neverland is
that kind of
ruined.
that dark and that twisted. We don't do Peter Pan as.
Does he still wear green tights?
He does indeed.
I'm into it.
Not quite. Yeah, we do Tinkerbell more as like his henchman, his go-between between Neverland and Earth, kind of helping him lure these children to Neverland. And I like that dark and twisted aspect of Peter Pan because I'd much rather think of Pan as a villain than
Yeah.
Very cool.
kids. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for talking to us, guys. Everybody check out them online.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here with
Mike DiMaggio.
and
Michelle Fresco,
and would you mind telling me a little bit about what we have going on here?
Of course. We have an original fiction universe called the Ascension Epoch. The idea is that we've taken a lot of influences from public domain novels and also public domain comic books from the 1940s. We've incorporated them into one coherent setting. So our idea is that if superheroes were real and if these events actually happened in books, history would be a lot different. So we start out, our first book here is Population of Loss. It's 4 short stories of superheroes fighting the Martian invasion, the War of the Worlds. So after the War of the Worlds happened, it really completely changed history. Whole countries don't exist, new ones have popped up, technology's different, culture's a lot different. So they follow along. The other 3 stories are set in the modern day. These are all standalone stories right now, but they're the beginning of a series for each one. Copper Knights and Granite Men is about a group called the Challenger Foundation, and it's kind of like, this book is kind of like a dysfunctional Fantastic Four meets old Hammer horror movies. It's actually based on The King in Yellow, classic 19th century horror literature. And our main character is a 900-year-old techno wizard, and he has a group of superheroes around him. And
I'd like to hang out with that guy.
He's a really cool guy. I think you'd enjoy him. But his adopted son, Amp, is a rock star superhero who, when he gets too tired of being on concert, goes back to superheroing. And so he's a narrator.
So it's a side gig for him.
Yeah. It's his escape from the real world of entertainment.
I get it.
since he no longer likes the spandex, he likes to wear snarky shirts like this one.
Ah, that's what the shirts are about. That's what caught our interest in the first place.
Yeah, he's actually wearing this shirt in the book. So all our books are illustrated, by the way. There's a picture of him wearing it in here, and Michelle does the illustrations. I do most of the writing.
Cool.
So our other superhero book, After Dark, which is about the East End Irregulars, a group of teenage superheroes in alternate Pittsburgh, and they're doing like a teenage thing, getting their powers. And so the main character, Tord here, he can control water, but he always wanted to be a superhero since he was in the bank when he was 5, and he saw the target beat up a bank robber. But the problem was he had no superpowers. So later on he went through puberty and he got psychometry, which is kind of like a lame power where you can touch things and get psychic impressions from them.
All right.
He's a real weak psychometrist. He decided, I'll go out and be a superhero anyway. So he goes out and gets in a fight with these people, and they beat the hell out of him. And in the middle of this fight, he manifests his second power, which is hydrokinesis. He blows up a paint can, they get scared, run away, and it's like, now I have a real superpower. Right. So he drags his friend who has no powers at all, he's the badass normal, and his girlfriend, who, little does he know in the beginning, has powers to control heat and fire. So they sort of make a superhero team. And our final book has nothing to do with superheroes at all, but it's an award-winning short fiction tale of a private rescue service at sea in the middle of a war. It's called House of Refuge. And they're all set, again, in the same universe. They're all standalone stories. We do a lot of world building, a lot of character design.
Very cool. They appropriate for all audiences, or do they lean toward the mature?
We don't have explicit sex or anything like that. We don't have anything too gory in them. There's a few swear words in After Dark and Copper Knights and Granite Man. The rest of them can pretty much be read by all ages. So they may be over their heads if they're 5 years old.
Right. I get that. Favorite nerd thing? So, your favorite nerd passion? Star Wars, Doctor Who, Marvel vs. DC.
I'm a big action figure collector, and I have my entire attic is filled with G.I. Joes. I have the aircraft carrier and the Defiant space shuttles and Terror Drome. Hundreds of figures and tanks, aircraft all around.
Cool. How about you?
I've got decades worth of X-Men comics.
Is that right?
Yep.
It's a good passion to have. All right, cool. It's nice to meet you guys. Thank you for talking.
We don't have our fake mic because usually we have a cut-off Guitar Hero mic that we put in people's faces and they talk into it thinking that it actually works. So why don't we just fist bump? There we go. So I'm here with Adam King from AdamKingArt.com. And there's Rocksteady.
There is a
Very
Rocksteady.
terrifying. We saw him earlier from the back. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Adam?
I'm a Pittsburgh native. Been doing the monster thing for about 8 years now. Everything's done in a small, tiny basement.
I feel like that's a good environment for like.
It is until you open up the mold and there's a spider inside of it.
And then you scream like a girl and run out.
Yeah, so I call it a night after that.
Yeah, that's a good place. So, how'd you get into this?
I loved monsters as a kid and comic books and everything. So after I went to college, last year I started buying monster making supplies. I bought my first kit when I was 22, and that's
So what was the first thing you made?
it's a zombie. It's a really kind of
That
good
is-
looking zombie.
That is one of the best. Was it a prosthetic or was it?
It was a full overhead mask. It took me months to do because I was trying to get it perfect, and now I look back at it and I still like it, but it's really cartoony when I look at it now.
See, I played around with makeup, zombie makeup. Not
I do that too, yeah.
Nice. So what, do you do this for movies or you sell them or?
Right now I sell them on my own. People do commissions. So I did a Carnage mask for a guy. I just love doing it.
How long did it take you to make Rocksteady?
Actually, the head I sculpted over the course of, a month and a half. The arms actually I sculpted 2 weekends, I think, and the whole body took about 2 weeks to construct. And there's PVC pipe and foam underneath, so the hands are latex and foam, the head's latex and foam. PVC pipe and foam.
Very nice. Now, hold on. Is that stuff wearable, or is it more for a man?
I mean, you could, this was over a human head, so you could wear that. The arms you could wear too, but that's a clenched fist, so it's kind of bad. Yeah, right. Good for fist.
I like the idea of the wall mounts a lot. I like stuff that would work in a man cave when I come to these.
Is that?
For whenever you have a man cave.
For whenever I have a man cave.
Is that just an alien? Or?
That's just an alien. Everyone says he looks familiar, but
He looks like Aqua guy from Daredevil. Not Daredevil.
What? I just slapped Matt.
Hellboy.
No, Hellboy.
Hellboy. That's the one. Devil, Hellboy, same thing.
It's out.
Yeah.
But no, this stuff is awesome. Creepy.
So how often, like how many hours a week do you work on this stuff?
Usually I have a full-time job, so like I work that, and then usually I come home and on the weekends I try to do a little bit of sculpting. Past month has been over the top with it, so I haven't seen anybody for about a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, who was last year? Raphael was last year.
Doesn't have a nose.
What's your favorite thing you've ever made?
Probably Rocksteady.
Reasonable. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. You guys have any questions?
No?
So I'm here with BoJack Horseman and Mr. Peanut Butter from the Netflix original series, BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
What's it like working with Aaron Paul?
He's such a dick.
Really?
Doesn't give me enough of your starting the day.
Nice.
What's it like being continuously drunk?
That's beautiful. It's a story that everyone must experience.
And Mr. Peanut Butter,
How's things going with the mail carriers?
the mail carriers.
Evil sons of bitches. What are we gonna do? They have evil in their hearts. No one's aware of it yet, but I know what they're planning.
Nice. So how long did it take you to make the costumes?
Actually, I started this 2 weeks ago, so.
Oh, I am impressed.
Yeah.
There is a Mechagodzilla sneaking up on us.
Oh my gosh.
We should-
Oh, so you know this Mechagodzilla.
Everybody-
I can't. I have a total neck now too.
Everybody gets hugs. Yeah.
Picture of these guys.
Oh, he's touching me.
Touchy.
And there's a Deadpool back there too.
We're blocking everything, but it's worth it.
Wait.
Oh, there's Deadpool. Deadpool.
You're the...
Oh man, that is ridiculous. I'm very impressed, sir. You're even playing music.
Dragon or dinosaur or what is this?
Mechagodzilla.
Godzilla. Hey, Ethan.
Mechagodzilla.
Don't eat us.
We're going.
We're here with Christian Hall.
Ayana Hall.
And Gianni Hall.
What's your
Yeah.
name?
Aw.
And what do you guys have going on here at your table?
This is my comic book series, Vasion. It's a superhero comic.
Awesome.
We have 3 issues out right now. It's in 3 different parts. That's the way it's the origin. And then this goes from here, including all the bottom characters there. That's the superheroes right there that create Vasion. There go all 11 that form the group Vasion.
Is Vasion the name of like the universe or a particular character? Or?
Particular superhero group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping to branch out and have different war
T-shirts.
Nice.
We have T-shirts that we're selling for the comic book. And everyone different character on it.
Okay.
That's great.
Nice.
Where do you pull your inspiration from? What do you think about when you're trying to come up with a new character?
A lot of my inspiration from Marvel, DC, Image Comics, stuff
All right.
like that. Yeah. So,
Who's your favorite character? Do you have one?
of mine?
Yeah.
Or, I'll go with Shadow Days because he has my face.
Who's the green guy?
That's Ominous.
Ominous?
Yeah, he's one of the villains. The 4 on the top are villains, including the one in the middle.
Okay. So you said the first 3 issues are the origin story, right?
Yes, that's where it begins, and it branches off from there into a different location and starts to implement the superheroes as they start to come in.
Cool. How long did you work on those first 3 issues? How long have you been doing Vision?
First comic came out in 2008, and I followed up with one in 2010 and 11. So, cool. Just continuing the story as do all the writing. There's one of my writers right there.
Hello, Ryan.
Oh, he just appeared.
You hiding back there?
Nice.
You from around here, Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Support local artists.
Yeah.
please.
Tell them how you're trying to start a TV show too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the animated series. I'm gonna do a preview, try and show what the characters do and stuff like that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Put it on YouTube. I'm trying to get people interested.
Where can people find you online? Are you on YouTube now? Do you have a website?
Yes, Second Coming Comics. That's 2ND Coming Comics with an X. .net. That's my website. You can find me on Facebook. I have my Second Coming Comic page and Christian Hall.
Nice.
All right. Awesome.
Katie, do you have any questions?
I was gonna say, so this is your family that come out and support you?
Yes, it is.
I'm the oldest. My name's Gianni.
One of my youngest, just my wife, my sister, right there, and then my son. There's my mother with one of my twins right there.
That's gonna make guns more fun.
Oh, they're so adorable.
Sometimes too.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's great.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we've been recording.
Okay, well, I'm Katie with the Gearbox Union.
Why do you keep telling people who you are? No one else does. They're watching our video.
People need to know. And this is Nathaniel. He is the creator of Simon Ragbone and Mr. Fizz.
Yeah.
Books here.
We've got the good guy and the bad guy.
The good guy is a monster trapper, and the bad guy is the guy who lets the monsters out in the first place. So you've got a kind of yin-yang, light and dark.
I love how you have two children's books that are like connected.
Yeah, and the third one's coming out. It's going to be really good because both characters are in it. The bad guy starts working with monsters to break into houses. He nearly gets hit by a car. All sorts of fun stuff happens. And the good guy takes on a new assistant named Headlamp, who's kind of like X-Men Cyclops, except his forehead lights up and shoots like a beast-burning beam.
Nice.
Drives
That's nice.
away, yeah. Yeah, so
Are your books like kids' books? Do you like aim for children, or does it really appeal to everyone? Is what I'm saying.
I try to make sure they appeal to everyone, so they're like 8 and up.
Why do you keep backing away?
I know I'm a very aggressive person. So yeah, I try to make them cater to everyone. So they should have enough adult, not adult stuff, but like enough details that you kind of pull the adults in. Well, the story is geared towards kids and adults.
Yeah, see, the way I looked at it when you were explaining your stories here, like, I can see reading that to my daycare class and be like, this is why lying is bad, and things like that. So there's always a lesson there.
Yes, I have a friend who's in AmeriCorps, and she reads the books to her classroom.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, kids are really into the stories.
Good.
Katie's just out of the shot now.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like tie a string between you and be like, this is how you have it. But so did you start out like wanting to do kids books, or did you did?
Well, I've always written stories ever since I was a kid. And how this one came about was right out of college. I obviously didn't have a job, and I was kind of panicking. It's like, oh heavens, I'm living with my folks. This is the worst. And I had a lot of spare time when I wasn't filling out applications, so I was like, well, I'm going to write a book and illustrate it. I'm going to do it my way. So I ended up writing Simon Ragbone. After I got the big job, and I thought that was going to solve all my problems, well, I still wanted to do picture books, so that's where the other guy came in. And I figured I had to have a villain, I had a hero, so the villain kind of completes the
yeah, and like you said, I like that it's a whole book in itself instead of like just trying to fit them into the other one.
Well, they're both, I think they're equally important characters. They both have their own issues. Simon, he's a hero, but he's not a perfect hero. And he's got things that need worked out as well as Fizz. I mean, obviously Fizz is in more trouble, but they both have issues. Yeah.
They're like real people.
Yeah, like real people.
Real people.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, whether you skew one way or the other, yeah, you can find somebody to sympathize with.
Yeah.
There are a bunch more characters to come too. I've got the Headlamp character that I mentioned. Back on the wall behind me, I've got a ton of characters, some from other books and other universes.
Yeah, I was about to say the astronaut up there.
Yeah, that's a completely different story. That's like a 3-part choose your own adventure thing. That someday, when I grew up reading a lot of things.
Me too.
So it's gonna be sweet. There'll be like 3 paths. You can end up going with the humans, going with the evil aliens, or going with the good aliens, and have like this choice at the end of the first book.
Nice.
So yeah, a lot of ideas. Hopefully I can get to them someday.
Yeah.